So you debug code for a living, but here you are, your money is broken. Anyways, hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Xtrix, and I'm back again with another video. And on this video, I'm gonna be talking about 5 bad financial decisions that I've made in the past 6 years of my working experience. And trust me, I wish I knew some of these things earlier, because right now I'm deep panicked inside, and I'm trying to find my way up. But yeah, so let's start with the first one. So your salary is not equals to your wealth. It'll never be, right? Because when you think about it, as soon as you stop working, your salary stops coming in. Well, else if we talk about wealth, we talk about investments. We talk about money that works for you when you're asleep. And we talk about assets, not income. Like, I mean, if you own 20 properties with rental income, and you know that you're guaranteed to get so much money, you know, you get my drift. So your salary is not your wealth. So what you should do, or what I had to learn, luckily, there was someone there to remind me. What I had to learn is that I need to start taking my salary as my funder for my wealth, meaning that I need to save up money. I need to save up money to invest. I need to invest, do some sort of investment, buy assets, be it as stock, whatever it is, any kind of investment. It's wealth, because you don't know what it'll be in 10 years to come. Where else with your salary, it'll grow, but that doesn't mean that if it grows like exponentially, you earn more money. Because if now we have to take something into consideration, which is lifestyle. I'm gonna give a simple example with me. I love gadgets. For those that know, they know, right? So when you think about it, owning an iPhone, if you buy an iPhone, if you're getting a contract, you still need to pay insurance. So when you add the two premiums, we're looking at a lot of money per month. That it's a lifestyle, right? If you get a car, the insurance, it's a lifestyle, because it also comes with the fuel price, fuel money. You need insurance, you need to have savings for excess. That is part of lifestyle. So meaning that if I was earning 30K, and after deductions I was earning maybe 18 or 20 or somewhere there, and then you have to do some of the deductions, I would literally be left with about 7. And the more things you add, right, be it it's your account, be it it's whatever, the more things you add, the more they decrease your actual net income at the end of the month. So now when you think about it, is your salary really your wealth? If you see it as something different, you're more than welcome to drop a comment below, and then we can engage, and I can hear what your trail of thoughts is and what your experiences are. But I would have loved for someone to tell me that don't be in a rush to buy gadgets. Don't be in a rush to get stuff on contract. Don't buy stuff on credit. If you can't afford, just don't buy, because eventually it comes to bite your salary at the end of every month. So let's move on to the next one. Tex is your co-founder. Like, think about it, right? In everything that you do, it doesn't matter. Either you are sick or not sick, but Tex will always make money out of you. You like it or not. Hence, I'm saying Tex is the co-founder. In Mzansi, Tex is about 18% to 45%, right? So meaning that the higher you earn, the more you jump into different tax brackets, the more tax is gonna come for you. So one of the things that I wish I knew is how really tax works. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna get into detail right now, but one thing that you should do as a homework, you should go and research how you can, you know, get away with stuff in terms of tax, especially if you're working from home. So there's a lot of things that we don't know, but we can only know once we are more knowledgeable. Unfortunately, I'm not a tax expert, so I don't want to be giving bad advices and stuff. But anyways, that's something that I wish I knew, because tax just chows your money. It's the guy that silently steals your money without you knowing. Like, he takes the money before it even comes to you. So you can imagine. So hence I'm saying that Tex is your co-founder. So if I was to go back, I would have tried to learn how Tex really works. And if you're watching this and you're probably new, or you want to know, go and research. And if you know something about text that we don't know, you can also drop a comment down below, and then you can let us know, for those that don't know, what's happening with text and how I can alleviate from paying my tax, how I can also claim, because man, like, tax returns always kills me. But yeah, on to the next one. This one is hits close to my heart, right? I remember in 2017 when Bitcoin was like about 50K. I told my dad, yo, man. Well, I didn't say yo, man, to my dad, but yeah. So I said, please buy Bitcoin, I think early 2018, somewhere there. Was it 2018? Somewhere there. It reached 300,000. He regretted, right? But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about, as a software developer, I wish as soon as I started working, I started investing more. Because let's be honest, guys, like, retirement annuities is like a tax trap. If you want to learn more about it, just research what retirement tax trap is. You'll understand that, some of these things, man, like they get locked up for 55 years. So meaning you can only get it when you're 55. So those people are lucky because they can access their money. But investing early is a simple thing as taking 100 rand per month. You have your own, you can do your own RA on a side, retirement annuity. You can do your own tax-free savings. There's a lot of investments that you could do. You can go to easy equities. You can buy cryptocurrency. You can buy shares. Like, there's a lot of things that you could do, right? And I feel like, some these are the things that we're not taught, when we start working. Because as soon as you start working, you're thinking about the clothes, you're thinking about the car, you're thinking about the phone. Like, there's a lot of things that we put focuses on, which is like a short-term benefit. Whereas investing early, man, like, once you get used, the same way we get used to tax, or we got used to tax, is the same way you can get used to saving, investing, and buying those cryptocurrencies. Because imagine someone who bought cryptocurrency while it was still 50K. Now it's worth how much? 1 point something million. And trust me, man, like, it's about how many years? About 8 years from then to now. So meaning that if I had invested, well, I wasn't working by then, but had I invested maybe 10K or 20K by then, I could be a millionaire by now. So it's one of the things that you don't want to regret, but you want to take the opportunity as soon as you start working to invest early, because you will never know. Maybe by the time you want to invest, it's too late. So yeah, that's my mistake number 3. I wish I started investing earlier. Well, I did, but I child the man. You can't child the seed, guys, for temporary needs. But yeah, that's my message to you. This one is one of my biggest problems, but I had to learn the hard way. So side hustles can cripple you. I mean, imagine working your 9 to 5 and then you have a side hustle that you push maybe for 4 to 5 to 6 hours. So meaning that, like, you overwork yourself in most cases, especially if you're working from home. As soon as it's 9 to 5, you start working on something else, and like, what I mean, guys. So one thing that I've learned is that side hustles can really cripple you in so many ways. Burning out is one of them, because it ends up affecting your income, your normal day-to-day income, which is your 9 to 5. So it's something that you want to take into consideration when you are about to charge someone for a side hustle. For example, I used to allow people to, I wouldn't say manipulate, but I would feel bad, forgetting that it's my time, it's my resources, it's my energy. There's a lot of things that I'm putting in, and I'm charging a slave rate. I'm sorry for the word, but we usually charge slave rates, especially when we're freelancing, where else we should be charging maybe 2 times, 3 times, or 5 times the amount that we are, or our rate, or our 9 to 5 rate. Because remember, you're working out of your working hours, and this is your something that you do after work. So it better be worth your money, because at the end of the day, man, it's all about your time. It's about how much you value your time. So this is something that I've learned. I had to learn the hard way. Like, someone will come to me and be like, yo, man, I'm working on a project, I need a hand. We go in there, we push, and only to find the project doesn't work out, and well, we don't know. But I wish I could just charge beforehand. Like, if someone wants me to work on something, I'll tell them my rate. Cool, this is my rate, and this is how much I'm charging. And before I can start working on the project, I need a down payment because certain people don't pay. So this is something that you'll have to learn the hard way, like I did. But yeah, and last thing, man, like people that pay less demand a lot. So you better be careful who you you freelance for. But anyways, that is just my one. And so job hopping is not a financial strategy. Okay, now I have to repeat myself. But anyways, the reason why this is not a financial strategy is because some of the things that we overlook would be the financial benefits that we get, especially if we're employed with certain companies and whatnot. So it's quite critical and crucial and important to know that when you are getting an offer somewhere else, like you need to take into consideration the benefits that you're getting before you can accept that offer. And you can also use the benefits that you are getting as a way to negotiate your salary increase. Because the standard is about, I think, 10 to 15%, 20%. If you're lucky, you get 30 to 40, 50% if you're lucky and if you're underpaid. But it sometimes is not, but sometimes it is. It works to your advantage if you were not benefiting. But if you were benefiting, it does work to your disadvantage. For example, a person who's working at a bank, you get your prime minus 2.5. You get those prime rates that an normal individual doesn't get who works outside of a bank. So, well, it's the reason why I'm still working for a bank. But that's just, one of the reasons why most people don't leave financial institutions is because there are those benefits, and those who work for health institutions also get similar benefits, but not financial ones. But what I wanna say is that you need to not overlook your financial benefits whenever you are going to a new job, because that can be a bummer. For example, if you're working 2 days a week, and then you have to go to a place where now you're working 5 days a week, you have to travel, you're stuck in traffic. That is a financial constraint that you need to take into consideration. So you need to write the pros and cons before you leave a place, before you can make that decision. Because imagine you're going in for a 20% increase, but your costs end up being the same. So it's more like you move for the same salary and more stress and more frustration. So it's something that you need to think about, and I think it's one thing that I'm really grateful for that I didn't make a mistake on. Hence, I'm saying that this, it's not so favorite, but it's one of the mistakes that I didn't make. But I'm grateful that I had to learn and experience it. But if you're still new in the industry, man, like this would be something that you need to take into consideration, because sometimes out of emotions you want to leave your current workplace or your current boss. There's a lot of politics everywhere, but that doesn't matter. What matters is, at the end of the day, you need to think about yourself first and think about your finances first, because it can hurt you in the long run, especially if you're gonna be jumping from one job to the other. And also your reputation is at stake. When they hire you, they look at your track record, man. Like, this guy skips jobs every 6 to 8 months. You might lose out on good opportunities. So yeah. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you really did enjoy the content, please click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share it to someone who might need to know this information. And from me to you, have a good day, night, morning. Cheers.